Alright, this is just a quick tutorial to show you how to handle building summary statistics rather effectively on your semester's log for your nights of sleep. So I'm going to click over here. I've actually got a worksheet prepared with some random data put in there, and that way we can actually make this a little more realistic for you. These are just numbers that I essentially put in arbitrarily, so they may not represent your sleep patterns whatsoever, but hang with me. I'm going to start out with a mean on Sunday, and the function we use in Excel is just the word average. We can hand type it in. We can also click right here, and it's ready to go for us. I click and drag over the 12 Sunday nights and hit return, and that gives me a 7.0. And I think because all of the data is in 0.5, 1 decimal point of precision, I think it might be nice to put that into 2 decimals just for a little more precision. Oftentimes you'll have decimal precision tools up in your toolbar. In this case I've scrunched down my windows so they actually disappeared on me, and that's okay because I have another plan of attack. I'm going to do a Control 1. Control 1 is one of my favorite keystrokes when I'm working with details of a particular cell. You can do all kinds of things to that cell, and in this case I just simply want to go to number up here and boost it up to 2 decimals. Alright, so that gives me a little clearer picture as to the average, 6.96 for an average amount of sleep in the entire 12 different Sundays. The nice thing is you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to do this again and again for each night of the week. Instead, you get the black crosshair, carefully drag it across, and drop right there on Saturday, and you've accomplished averages for all 7 nights of the week. Pretty nice. Median is going to be accomplished the same way. It's the function called median, so as I type in MED, I see it right there on the menu. I'm going to grab it, click and drag over the Sunday nights, hit enter. And let's see, I'm going to have an issue of decimal round off each time, so I think I'll go ahead and round those right at the very end. It'll be a little quicker, so I'm going to leave it as 1 decimal for now and call it good. Click and drag and stop it right there at Saturday. Min, just MIN, left parenthesis, we'll take the minimum of Sunday nights. So Excel made it nice and easy for us to remember. And once again, we get the black crosshair, drag it across, and clone that formula all the way across. If you ever want to double check, it's always a good practice. Just double click. First of all, make sure that it did grab exactly what you'd hoped for the cells, which it has. And another nice thing to do is to check for accuracy. That's a 3.5, and as I look over things, there it is. It is, in fact, capturing the smallest value in the area that I've selected. Maximum, pretty straightforward. We're going to do an MAX, left parenthesis, click and drag over the 12 nights of Sunday. There's our maximum night's sleep, and clone to the right with a black crosshair. Range is not going to be in the functions of Excel. As I type range, you'll notice nothing came up, so it's not built in. So we can't do it with a function. Instead we use common sense. Range is just max, take away minimum. Piece of cake. We got our answer of 4.5, and drag it all the way across. There we go. And finally, standard deviation. That's something we would not want to do by hand. It would take way too long. Instead, we take advantage of a built-in function called stdev. So I'm going to click on that one. Stands obviously for standard deviation. I'm going to highlight the cells that are involved, the 12 Sunday nights, and hit return. So we have a 1.3 standard deviation showing us the amount of spread between the data points. And then I get the black crosshair, drag all the way across. Okay, so not too bad. So that actually looks pretty nice to have it rounded to 1 decimal. We'll let you call the shots on that on the project, but I'm going to show you how you could highlight both vertically and horizontally a whole batch of cells. And you can do Control 1 for PCs and a Command 1 for Mac. Another technique is to click in the shaded area and do a right click. And in the right click menu, you can't see it perhaps on your screen right here, but I'm going to choose Format Cells. And it'll take me to the very same box, and maybe I'll ask for 2 decimals right there. Okay, so it's your call. If you'd prefer having them as 1 decimal, it might actually look a little bit cleaner. with all those zeros. I don't think my example is all that representative. Yours might look different. But I think maybe I will just knock that down to 1 decimal and see how that shakes out. And there you have it. So you've got 6 different summary statistics multiplied by 7 days or 7 nights of the week. That's 42 different statistics done that quickly in Excel, and it makes you really appreciate how fast it is and easy. So remember, the only function out of all of these that we did that was not built in was the function of range. We had to do that by simply going max minus min, but all the other 5 were definitely built in with Excel. So hopefully this tutorial will help you to get your sleep log ready to go, your table ready to go to submit. So have a good day. Thank you.